Ghouls Country Club podcast. What am I doing right now?
Oh my god.
Hey everybody, it's Nicole Rayy.
And I'm Sam Dabbs.
Welcome to the Ghouls Country Club podcast.
If you don't want no trouble, there's one thing you gotta understand.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, and then Sam's going to tell you about herself. So I am a country singer-songwriter from Alliston, Ontario. I've been in the country music business for about 12 years. I've got 4 records of music you can go check out anywhere you stream your music. And aside from country music, I also love all things spooky. Halloween is my favorite holiday. October is my favorite time of year. And I completely love going overboard and decorating my house for Halloween.
Hi. I'm Sam, and I am a songwriter and artist and sometimes producer from Ottawa, Ontario. And I love the moon and glitter and Taylor Swift and my dog. And I love Halloween, I love spooky shit, and I love country music, and I love combining all of them. So,
which is really how we connected when we met. So we
That's
met
true.
We met on an online songwriting platform during COVID, and Sam was sort of starting this new subgenre of country music called Spooky-tonk.
Yeah.
Or witch country, as I like to call it. And obviously, because I love spooky shit as well, that was just something that connected us in the beginning.
Shout out to David Madras.
Dr. David.
Dr. David.
For, you know what, he is truly the one that kind of put that spark into my brain, because we started writing, him and I, and he was like, Sam, like, there is an untapped market of witches and witchy shit on TikTok, and you just gotta, you gotta dive into it and go for it. And I was like, really, you think? And I went for it.
And look how it's gone. I mean, right off the bat, we can talk about Graveyard, which is a song that you've written, along with Dr. David and Hayden McHugh.
Woo.
And I mean, look how that did on TikTok. For those that don't know, those 3 lovely humans let me put my voice on the song, and I got to put it out last year. And we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end, because we got something new coming for you. But we put that out last spooky season, and I mean, like, look how that did on TikTok.
Right.
Like, David was right. There is a whole market of people who love spooky shit as much as we do, and apparently love country music, and why not put them together?
And love killing their exes.
Right? I mean,
that are very
bye, guys.
Bye.
Which is wonderful.
But it's just, like, so cool to see how that's done, and to find a community of people who just love spooky stuff as much as we do, which is kind of why we're here, too.
Absolutely.
We figured, we not only love country music and writing songs and murdering our exes, but...
Maybe we shouldn't talk about that, because I don't want the FBI or, like, CIA or what is the Canadian version of that to, like, be at our door. Yeah.
Well, we don't want any of those coming after us. We're just kidding.
Just kidding.
But our commonality is obviously the spooky stuff, and that was why we wanted to start this as well, is to not only connect with, people who love the music on TikTok, but just find a community of people who want to talk spooky stuff. So now you have to put up with us talking as well as singing.
Yeah. It's gonna be a hell of a fucking ride, man.
I know. I'm excited. I mean, you've made it this far into the first episode. Thank you for listening to our mess so far.
It's gonna be great, and we are excited. We have some great things in store. Some things we don't know yet. But
right?
It's just we're gonna see where things go, and that's the whole fun of it.
Which I'm super, super excited about. And especially starting this now, because it is spooky season. Spooky! the best time of year, if you ask me. I don't know if those of you listening have already dived into either decorating your house or getting things all ready for spooky season. Send us your recommendations for what we should be watching this spooky season.
Oh, yeah.
We've had some fun actually watching a couple spooky shows this week. If anyone's looking for some recommendations on Netflix, go check out the show The Mist.
That was actually so good.
Right? And then we also watched one called Glitch, which was super cool. And it literally begins with people coming out of a graveyard.
Right?
Which is crazy.
This song would have been perfect for it.
Right? I know, we're a little too late on that one, but...
That show was the whole time that show was, we're sitting there trying to figure it all out. It was a psychological...
Right?
Twister, and it was so great. I love shows like that.
Me too. Are you, I know you're maybe not a super horror fan, but, what are your favorite scary movies? Do you dive into anything?
I'm a really bad witch. And no, I don't like horror stuff. I have too vivid of dreams to be able to watch really horror things.
Fair.
Because then I just won't sleep, and then I'll think everyone's going to murder me.
That's fair.
I like to just sing about murdering people.
I always thought it was wild that you like the Saw movies. Because I feel like those are the worst of all. And somehow you don't love horror, but Saw's okay.
But I think it's because Saw is he's trying to find retribution for people who have done wrong in a way, and it's somewhat of a psychological twist of trying to find out what's happening, these games, of all. So that's why I liked it. Anything to do with a psychological thriller twist, I'm all for.
Fair enough.
Because I try to figure it out. If it's just jump scare after jump scare,
not your
fake
thing.
Paranormal stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I get you.
I'm going to be shitting my pants.
Shitting my pants.
I can't watch it.
That's a no from you.
But I will watch real paranormal stuff.
Yes. Speaking of, that's one of our favorite things to dive into all times of year, but it's especially fun during this time of year is checking out some Paranormal Files.
We watched it last night.
Yes, we did.
3.5 hour long episode. It was fantastic.
It was fantastic. Shout out to the whole Paranormal Files team.
We got our merch.
Yes, we ordered our Paranormal Files t-shirt. So I know they sold out already, but they said they were going to do some more merch, I think, for Halloween, just before Halloween. So if anyone else is a Paranormal Files fan, make sure you go grab your t-shirt before they sell out ×2, which I'm sure they will.
Oh, yeah. We will link them everywhere because it is honestly, I watch a lot of paranormal investigation videos on YouTube, and I have for a while, and honestly, they're the best paranormal investigation team that I have found. So, shout out.
Yes. Yeah. Sam got me into the show. I had never heard of it before.
I was like, oh my God, look at this.
You have to check this out.
Yeah.
And it's super cool, especially, if you love that kind of stuff and you just kind of deep diving in a little bit. Speaking of, maybe we should be running a spirit talker while we're doing our podcast.
Let's do it.
Maybe you can explain for those listening who don't know what that is, what exactly it does.
I mean, a spirit talker is an app on the phone. Basically, it uses near-field communication, and it uses electromagnetic fields, if I'm correct. It's said that spirits can use those energies, your battery power of your phone, can use kind of the energy around the room to be able to speak through that app to be able to communicate with us. So what will happen is a word will actually pop up on the screen. And yes.
Right when I opened it, it said important.
They have an important message maybe to say to us. I don't know. And then
we'll just keep it on and see what happens.
Yeah.
Just let it run and see what pops up while we podcast.
It's really cool because sometimes you can get some really really intelligent answers to what you're asking. Sometimes you can't decipher a lot of the things because some of them are one word answers, but a lot of the times I've used it alone, you've used it alone, like we've used it together, and we've gotten some really, really cool answers to things that are absolutely, we have no clue how this could be fake or this could be not real.
I know, even like when I'm watching them use it on Paranormal Files, it's like, I understand how skeptical people could be like, oh, whatever, it's just like making shit up. Or you can read into it what you want, obviously. But sometimes it's like just so intelligent and it's so relevant to what they're asking.
What they just asked.
Right?
Exactly.
That it's like, how can you make that up? Also, it just said relative.
See?
Right. Like,
you know, like you can ask like, what's your name? So obviously there is a spirit, there's an energy here.
Right.
Maybe
it just said, you see us.
Well, I can't see you, but we can understand you.
Right. So you can talk to us on here and tell us what's going on.
The other day, the last couple days, Nicole has a flameless candle with all her Halloween decor. She has 2 of them. The other day, one of them went off randomly. It like turned on. Was on and then it turned off a couple hours later. Then yesterday, the other one turned on randomly and it's still going.
I know. And so you had a kind of experience with this when you bought some for your birthday, and then you did the Spirit Talker, right? And we had Kevin was the name.
Kevin was the name. I literally turned it on. All of them kept going off at random times and everything. And I turned on my Spirit Talker. And with the Spirit Talker, I said, who is this? It was Kevin. And he kept saying on what I'm assuming on the Spirit Talker, it said, I like the candles. I like the lights. All these kind of different things. So it was a very intelligent spirit that I was speaking to. So I think it was Kevin. Maybe Kevin came here and was speaking to us through those candles.
A little visit from Kevin.
Yeah. So who knows?
Anyway, should we tell them a little bit about what we're going to talk about on this podcast over time?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's dive into that.
So, obviously, we're going to talk a lot about spooky stuff. We've already dived in.
Yeah.
But we're also going to talk about country music, and being that both of us are country singer-songwriters. And we're going to have some guests on the show, which is super exciting. So anyone currently listening, any artists listening, if you love the spooky, if you love the weird, if you have some kind of spooky songs, or you just have a new song coming out that you want to chat about and promote and maybe like tell a little ghost story while we're on here.
Yeah. Or have like some sort of connection to the paranormal, or just open to us literally picking your brain about what you like about ghosts, or if you don't believe, or anything of that.
Right. Happy to have skeptics on
Hell
as well.
Yeah.
And have a little challenging conversation and see where we go. Obviously, too, because we are both independent artists, this is going to be a platform to support independent artists.
Absolutely.
A place to uplift them and for us to just like get weird and for them to say whatever they want to say. I mean, we know the industry can be really challenging, especially for independent artists, especially in this day and age of the music industry.
Absolutely.
So this is a safe space where you can come and hang out and promote your music, but be yourself and talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Absolutely. And I think Nicole and I have talked about this for a while and been like, we've kind of wanted a place where we feel we can kind of say what we're feeling and not feel like we for the fear of being kind of
just judged.
That's the right word, of judged for how you're feeling, and instead of shying away, we said, well, why not?
Right?
Let's just get together and
combine our spooky powers
and do it all. So I hope that people listening, or people who will be on it, kind of have the same type of hope, mentality, that they kind of want to do the same things. And, artists, creatives, like anything to do with, I think, within the music industry, like...
Absolutely.
Because it with a song, it takes a team. It takes a songwriter. It takes producers. It takes it takes photographers, it takes,
Musicians,
management,
everything.
session music. Like, it takes so many people. And so I think another thing why, at least for me, podcasts, they just kind of focus on artists.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to, we want to focus on everyone, because everyone kind of deserves a place to be able to talk and showcase what they love and their passion for it. So
absolutely. And for me, obviously, for anyone listening that has checked out my music or followed any of my pages before, I am a huge believer in female empowerment. So obviously, being that this is a podcast by two females, we're going to definitely try to help amplify the female voice. Obviously, like Sam said, everybody is going to be welcome on the podcast. Well, anyone who is a nice human and isn't going to be a dick on the show.
Yeah. That's our only rule.
Yeah, not that you can't be
a
yourself, but you just can't be an asshole.
Yeah.
But of course, we want to try to continue to amplify female voices as well. So we will definitely have a lot of badass babes on the show. I'm sure of it. All right. Well, since this is our first podcast and we are in October and Halloween is upon us, should we talk a little Halloween?
Why not? I mean, yeah, of course.
Duh. Do you know what you're going to be this year?
Okay.
Still in the deciding stages of the costume?
So I'm performing at the All-Woman Spooktacular.
Yes.
So for those who don't know, it is Nicole hosts a... I love how I'm sorry if I'm taking over.
No. Please tell them
you're
about my show.
Tell me. Tell them all about it. Nicole hosts a monthly residency of a show at the Moonshine Cafe in Oakville. And it is a show for women and non-binary artists to uplift them and kind of give them a spotlight to be able to kind of shine, get them to shine. And so I'm super stoked to be playing the one tomorrow. Today? What day is it today?
It's Wednesday, but
Wednesday.
Who knows what day this is when you're going to be listening to this.
So tomorrow I will be playing the show,
Yeah.
October 5th, and along with some other amazing female artists. And so tomorrow I am going to be a witch.
Yes.
Because,
Classic.
Why not? It was easy. Literally 80% of my wardrobe is already witchy. So it wasn't that difficult for me. I'm like, what part of my wardrobe do I want to wear?
It's like the one time of year where our regular wardrobe just becomes in fashion, for everybody else. You know what I mean?
This is a costume.
Right? You can just be yeah, totally, I've dressed up as a witch. Meanwhile, you're I wore this in March also.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to do that. Otherwise, I don't really know.
All right. Well,
so
still deciding. Well, normally, Damon, my partner, and I, we have themes for our Halloweens. Sometimes the decor in the house even is themed to whatever the Halloween is. One year we did a Harry Potter Halloween and hung candles from the ceiling, not real candles, obviously.
Yeah.
And I put all right. And I over decorated everything to be Diagon Alley, where the brick wall opens and you can see everything on the back wall, the dragon and the bank and everything. And so we like to go far out. But this year we decided, well, mostly I decided, I had too much regular Halloween decor for the house that I didn't want to theme it too much with the decor.
Valid.
Because then I can't use all my, regular everyday Halloween stuff. I would have had to buy more for a specific.
Oh darn, gotta buy more Halloween stuff. Oh darn.
But for a specific theme, because then it's that stuff's hard to reuse unless you're having another Harry Potter party. You know
That's
what I mean?
valid. That's fair.
So I wanted to use my everyday Halloween stuff, I should say.
Your year-round decor, actually.
Yeah, pretty much. So we decided the theme was going to be dynamic duos, and
cool.
However people want to interpret that. Obviously, we like to have a Halloween party, so if people want to come paired up as something, you could, if you want to be Batman and Robin, obviously that's a dynamic duo. But I thought it would be fun if people just interpreted it weirdly and came as a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, because those are a dynamic duo, PB&J. So I'm
fantastic.
kind of hoping that happens. And we were having trouble deciding on something for the two of us. Because we've done a lot of couples costumes before, and it's like usually he's one way and I'm the other way. Like he'll want like a cartoon, and I'm like, no, let's be the people from like the Notebook or something. Like we're like on like different pages entirely.
Very extremely different pages.
Or I'm like, let's do something horror, and he's like, let's be like SpongeBob and Patrick, and I'm like,
okay,
no.
that would be an amazing costume. Oh my god, imagine him as SpongeBob.
Right? So
But
good.
also you
With a
Patrick.
mustache. SpongeBob with a mustache, though. Anyway, we decided that we're meeting in the middle, and the one thing we could agree on was Johnny Cash and June Carter. So that's what
That'd
we're
be
gonna do. But mostly because of Damon's mustache right now, he's been named Johnny Stash. So
That's valid.
we figured we would just slide right in and go with what is already there.
go with the year,
Right?
Like
Yeah.
you got it. What was my year like? What do I want to be?
Right?
That's valid.
Which is usually where it comes from too. Like sometimes it'll be like a movie or like a TV show that we really liked throughout the year, and it's like we want to be those characters, or like some kind of music we're listening to. Although I have to say, I feel like it would be like really conceited, but I've always secretly wanted to have a Halloween party where everyone has to come dressed up as like one of my songs. Like you just have to interpret like the lyrics or the title or whatever, and then like come dressed up as a Nicole Rayy song.
I call graveyard.
Yeah, I got a graveyard.
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Dibs.
but I'm dibs. Well, multiple people could, but like
Fair enough.
100% great. I feel like you don't have enough songs to be able to. You might actually have enough songs.
Yeah,
to be
I
able
mean,
to do
at
it.
this point, you'd have to go back to like the first
Beginning.
record. I mean, I got 4 records.
You know what?
so-
I'm gonna do Country Wild.
Yes, my dad would be really excited. That's a song from my very first EP, which came out in 2012.
Please go back and look at that video. It is fantastic.
But I wrote that song with my dad. So yes,
That makes it even better.
I
love
know.
that so much.
I know, and he's always my dad's one of those guys that's like just good at everything. Like,
love
I
that.
mean, if he wasn't my dad, I'd probably like hate it more because like
Yeah.
always those people are like so annoying when they just like pick something up and
And you're
they're
like,
Why? Right?
I'm like, how are you so good at this immediately? But yeah, he just kind of was like, yeah, I want to write a song with you. And then this song came to
like-
be. And like, I mean, it's old now, so obviously my songwriting's improved. But like for the time,
then.
pretty good that he just dove in and wrote a song.
I
Like,
love it. Shout out to Papa Ray.
Yeah.
That sounds
Papa Ray.
Rayy though.
Yes, spelling counts.
Spelling does count.
Oh my goodness. But I hope everybody listening will chime in with what they're going to be for Halloween. Let us know.
Let us know.
We'll obviously be posting clips of this on our socials, so we'll post this and hopefully you can let us know what you're going to be for Halloween. Maybe you can inspire Sam for a costume.
Yeah, you know, I go back and forth between wanting to be really spooky and really funny.
I get that.
You know, because
Yeah.
I think like I can be spooky all the time.
Fair.
Because like that's my normal aesthetic.
Right?
It's just I could use flour as concealer because I'm so pale. So
The
it's
whitest
like
person
I
ever.
literally I could pretty much I'm just always spooky. So it's kind of like okay, well maybe I'll just be funny. And you know, I saw a champagne wine bottle.
Yes.
Like, right? Like I'm like that would be a hilarious costume.
I like that it had, like, the body of it was obviously, like, the shape of the wine bottle, but then, like, it had, like, a hat that was, like, the cork.
Like, that would be the most amazing costume. And then there was the wacky waving arm flailing inflatable tube man.
Inflatable tube.
Man, two man. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Also be amazing.
That would be awesome. I love humor costumes
Yeah.
as well.
So,
Damon and I talked about dressing up as each other one year.
that would also be great.
Right? Like, I do love a comedy thing as well.
Yeah.
As much as I love scary stuff, obviously, for this time of year. I agree with you. I kind of go back and forth between, like, what would
Right.
be scary and what would just be a hilarious
Yeah.
costume.
So, I'll see. But yes, please let us know your,
Yeah, what you're going to be.
what you're going to be, what you think we should be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we'll take recommendations. also.
absolutely. It might just change our minds.
I was going back to the Spirit Talker. It stopped for a second, but I put it back on just to see if we have anything else. I also want to talk a little bit about Graveyard.
I got a graveyard.
Again,
Absolutely.
I know we mentioned it in the beginning because obviously this is sort of finding this community online is another reason why, we wanted to start this podcast is that there's so many people that just love this time of year.
And it's also how, Nicole and I met.
Right?
Pretty much. We did meet through the online, songwriting group, but that's kind of how we, got closer is from that song, so.
And watching it grow. Now, how was it for you as the songwriter? Because I am not a writer on this song, but I loved it so much, and I'm so glad they let me have it. But as, one of the people who made this song, baby, how was it to sort of watch and see what it did in the world?
It was absolutely amazing. It was just so... Because it was my first cut as a songwriter. And I was just happy that someone liked a song that I wrote. I was just like, I'm set.
Yeah.
I was like, this is great.
I'm good.
So have fun. And then I just remember just being like, cool, it's being recorded. And then when you sent me how it was going to sound, I was like, oh, this sounds sick. This is exactly kind of how I thought it would sound if say I was to record it, So I was like, cool, this is great. And then I just remember we were messaging when you posted that TikTok video of you singing. And then you're like, oh my God, Sam, it's growing. The number is growing. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. And then it would just go up thousands and thousands of views by the minute.
Right.
And it just went from 2,000 views to 50,000, then 100,000. And it just kept growing and growing. And I was like, holy shit. I've never seen a video go viral, in front of my eyes. We were just talking the other day, too. People are, wanting it as their ringtone.
Right.
And some girl wanted it, as, please, I want this out for my wedding,
Yes, yeah. A girl wanted it on her wedding playlist. And I was like, love that choice for you.
Absolutely.
The content of the song. But
hey, I'm marrying you, but I might kill you.
Right, yeah. Good warning for the husband.
But it's just really cool to see that there's so many people. It's so absolutely humbling, but also, amazing to be there's so many people that are just connecting with this song. And thanks to you to be for putting your voice on it and loving it as much as we did and putting it out. So
well, yeah, I loved it immediately since I first heard David sing the song, actually, because he came on my all man round. We do an all man version of the all woman show in November. And, he sang it, and I was like, excuse me, is anyone cutting this? Because I would like to put it on hold immediately. And
you're like, that's mine.
Yeah,
thank you.
Please. And obviously, for argument's sake, in the industry, you could argue that, it was a bit of a risk.
Absolutely,
it's a song
it was.
about murder, and,
Absolutely.
obviously it's a joke, but, people can interpret that however they want to. And when I decided that I wanted to record it, some people that I've gone to before, some people that I've worked with on a team were kind of are you sure this is the song that you want to do? And I just felt this gut instinct about it. I just loved it so much. And I think I'm also, getting older and being at this point in my career, I'm just fuck it. I love it. I know other people are going to love it. And even if nobody loved it, I would still be having the best time promoting the song.
Absolutely.
And getting to sing it on stage because I love it. But I knew in my gut that it was something cool that people were going to love. And then almost kind of proving those naysayers wrong and watching it go viral and watching it do what it's done and watching the stream numbers go up. For God's sakes, it had some of the most streams ever on Christmas Day.
That was amazing. When you sent me that, you're like, Sam, pretty much one of the the highest streams since even still was on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
I was like, that
people
is
get
amazing.
real spooky for Christmas.
I love that.
Or they want to murder their relatives, which you know what I get. But
if you were one of those people who streamed it on Christmas Day, please let us know.
Yeah.
Because I want to thank you, because that's amazing.
Right? It's just so cool. And it's so cool to see people on TikTok using it still, every single day in their videos, there's, like I'm always checking to see what new stuff has come up, and there's like new videos almost every day, people using it all year round.
They're literally going to graveyards to make
right.
I'm like, oh my god,
which is amazing. So yes, thank you so much to everybody who's streamed it or bought it or set it as your ringtone or added it to your playlist. This has been such a cool journey, and I'm really excited to announce that because there's been so much love for this song, I really wanted to create another version of the song, something that people could really dance and party to. So get your Halloween playlist ready for the remix, the pop remix of Graveyard, which is going to be dropping this Friday, October 6th, which might have already passed when you're listening to this. So make sure you go stream it now and add it to all your Halloween mixes. I'm super excited about it. I mean, it's so different. It's so different from the original version. I don't know. How was it for you hearing like the changed version?
It was so cool listening it to the first time. Trying to like push the country version out of my head to be like, okay, I want to listen to this pop version. Like it was the first time I've heard it. And it was so cool to be like, oh man, I can literally hear me dancing like in a club. Not that I go to the club, but like I can.
But if I
was young again, and I sound like a grandma. If I was young again, it's like back in my day, back in the day. If I was, young and I go to the club, I could be like, oh yeah,
right?
It's so different, and like the pop realm is something that I'm not used to. Right?
I mean, me neither. I mean, I've been a country artist for 12 years and I love pop music. I mean, some of the people that I listen to that like are my biggest inspirations growing up are pop artists.
Absolutely.
Like Kelly Clarkson, some good old Avril Lavigne.
Oh my God, yes, Avril Lavigne.
And so it was so weird for me to try to like tap into a different side of my voice. Because, so Doug Romano is the producer on both the pop and country versions of this song. And like, when I went into the studio, he was like, okay, like this can't be the same you as before, Nicole. And like, it's so hard to sing it in a different way.
Hannah Montana it.
Right? Like, just flip off my wig and did a twirl. But I mean, just like listening to it in the country version, I mean, like I sing it on stage like that every time. So it was like, how do I find a different voice? And so it was really about sort of tapping into the pop artists that, are current right now and pop artists that I listen to. And so almost at first it was like an imitation, like it was like doing an accent or something, like sort of putting on a voice until I sort of figured out like where
found your like where you're comfortable. I mean, that's what I feel like that's what you'd have to do,
right? And so I think I finally found my inner pop star.
I think you did. You sound great on it. So
thank you. So I'm really excited about it. And if you're listening and want to go check it out, I'd love to know what you think, or maybe listen to them back to back and tell us which version is your favorite, the country or the pop version of Graveyard.
That's when I make my plans. If you don't want no trouble, there's one thing you gotta understand. Mama gave me a shovel and taught me to dig deep down. And now all of them skeletons in my closet are nowhere to be found. They're buried in the ground. Yeah, I got a graveyard littered with caskets, filled with the bodies of all of my exes. No tears on your tombstone, walk away laughing, and no one will know what happened, 'cause I got a graveyard.
stoked for this. I'm so stoked for you.
Thank
and
you.
watching you like blossom with this song. It's
Thank
so
you.
great
Well, thanks for
watching
letting
that.
me put out yet another version of it.
Oh.
We'll just keep it
course.
going. Every year, a new version of Graveyard.
Just like a rock version,
Yeah.
then like a metal version.
Right, the rap. Okay.
Oh my god, please rap!
I secretly love rap, so that would be
I got
awesome.
a graveyard.
Right.
Later, I have no rapping skills.
Oh my god, I would love that. I also think it would be really cool to have like a special guest on the song
Oh,
at
that'd be
some
so
point.
sick.
So if anyone's like really loves the song, you want like a special rap verse or like a duet version, let me know.
That'd be so cool.
Right? I think
Oh
that'd be
man,
awesome.
you gotta. Oh,
Maybe people can leave us some suggestions for that too.
who
in
would
the
yeah? Who would
comments.
you want to hear on the song?
Right? Let us know.
Any genre.
All right.
Our spirit talker's going off there. What's
I
it
know.
saying?
I'm going to read a couple things before we say goodbye. Well, first it said, tell people my story, which was weird because when we were originally talking, we were saying, like, that's why we want people on here to, like, be themselves and tell their story. And now we're telling the story of people not even here anymore.
Yeah.
Then he said we've spoke before. I don't know if it's
Maybe
a man
it's
or a woman.
Kevin!
Yes, maybe it is Kevin. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. There wasn't a name. But then it says, it was me. Maybe it is Kevin. He's trying to tell us he turned
It's
the
me.
candle on.
Hi.
And then it said, wind carries laughter. Wind carries laughter. And then it just said barn.
Were we talking about Country Wild?
Yes.
The barn or whatever?
That's true.
Oh man.
Maybe he's really enjoying our
I think
country
you need
conversation.
to take a screenshot. Take a screenshot of that and we
Okay.
can show y'all what
Yeah.
it looks like
Yeah.
in what Spirit Talker
Oh, it did
looks-
say a name. It also said Isabella before, so maybe it's not
Ooh.
Kevin. I don't know, but
We've
we'll
talked
find out.
before.
I don't know, but yeah, I'll take a screenshot of that. We'll share that with you guys so you know what the Spirit Talker looks like. And I think it would be fun to do a little Spirit Talker every time we're doing the podcast, just
Why
to
not?
see what comes up. And it'll be fun when we interview different people to see if we get like different energies or based on
Absolutely.
like where we are. If we're not always, recording from here,
Yeah.
we might go to some spooky locations and try to record a podcast. Then
You
we could get some
know
crazy energy.
I am down for that.
All right. Well, this has been an awesome round one of our podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you.
Again. Thank you.
Again, sorry, I'm cutting you off already.
Wow. No, I'm joking.
I was just going to say again to any artists listening, any creatives, any producers, photographers, anybody.
Anyone
out there.
weird.
Yeah, anyone weird who loves spooky stuff, who loves country music. If you want to chat with us, we'd love to chat with you. And any artists putting out some new music soon, let us know. We'd love to have you on to promote your new single or your new album, whatever you got going on.
As long as you're not a dick.
As long as you're not a dick.
Then you can be on the show.
That's our only rule.
Right? I mean, that's fair.
But there's probably some other stuff too, but like
General rule.
general rule is don't be a dick and like country music and spooky shit.
Right? That pretty much sums it up. All right. Well, once again, my name is Nicole Rayy. That's spelled Rayy because spelling counts.
And I'm Sam Dubs.
Thank you so much for listening to the Ghouls Country Club podcast. We will talk to you next time.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ghouls Country Club podcast. What am I doing right now?
Oh my god.